Hi friends, David here from Above AVL and Learn Stage Lighting. And in this video, we're going to talk about the ADJ Vintage X. We're going to take a look at it, go over the features, talk about whether it's the right thing for you or not. Let's dive in. So the ADJ Vintage X is a new fixture that's got a couple interesting things going for it. Let's actually unplug it here so we can walk through the physical, and then we'll walk into the fixture itself as it lights. So first things first, this guy's kind of a beast. He's a little heavy, pretty heavy duty. What they've done is they've gone ahead and done basically some locks on the sides, coffin style locks as they would call them. They use a hex key. So you can lock fixtures together in grids and be able to make different shapes with them. Besides that, of course, there's your typical knobs and yoke on the back to be able to take a clamp. Besides that, as you would expect with an eye candy fixture like this, you also have a spot for an Omega clamp, which somewhat annoyingly is a different accessory, but at the same time, not everybody wants it or needs it. So I kind of get where they're going. The biggest thing is that clamp just allows you to kind of flush mount it really close to a truss, to a pipe, anything like that, and have really consistent spacing. Whereas this yoke, would allow you to hang it from a truss and angle it. But if you just want them straight on, it kind of becomes more of a hindrance than a help. Regardless, solid metal build, it's an eye candy fixture. So, it's got on the back a true 1 power in and out, 5-pin DMX, okay, LCD. Ugh. On the front, what we really care about is the light. Okay, so this is an interesting fixture. It's really designed to fill space in like a backdrop and to just give you something to work with that has a lot of texture that's kind of a set piece and a light all in one. And there's, of course, a number of fixtures on the market that already do this. This is just a new, cool, interesting entry to it. So it essentially has RGB cells all the way around the outside. Okay, I believe they're RGB. We'll verify that in a second. And then in the middle, it has these big old warm white LEDs. Okay, so let's plug her in and see what we think. DMX, power. Being that it's a non-moving light, it boots up, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, in about under 5 seconds. And now we've got a nice animation going on. So there's a couple things you're gonna notice from it initially. Okay, we have a pretty good amount of front light here. It sits around 30, 40 foot candles. And in the light, you see the reflector in the back does catch a lot of light from your front light or any other source. Then we also have the amber strips in it. And those, you can see from this angle, are really vibrant. In fact, they're running a chase right now, but they're also turned down to 25%. So if we run them out their chase at full, you can see, okay, the amber cells in this light are capable of being a blinder type fixture. Not as bright as like, a full-size blinder, but enough, honestly, for a lot of use cases. And so the amber works like that, okay? However, we'll just kick them off completely and talk about the RGB cells, okay? So the cool thing about this is your 4 amber cells and your 50 some odd or 60 RGB cells are fully pixel mappable, okay? And that's gonna give you a lot of ability to do interesting things. Now, you can't see the pixels directly, so it's not like a fixture where you can see the pixel directly, but you get cool shapes and patterns across it. Okay, for example, let's just go ahead and grab all of the RGBs, and I'm just gonna get lazy with it and throw it into an effect that's a rainbow and set it across the 64 cells, now we know. And so what you're gonna see, I mean, something with a lot of color gets kind of mushy, kind of black, right? And so if we undo that, get that out of there, and instead stick it into our pixel mapping in Onyx, running the same pixel map as our backdrop, okay, now we're gonna see that we have all of the cells and they're kind of dancing, and you can see that in the reflect. Where this is gonna do best, again, is in your backdrop or somewhere like that, right? So we get this guy down on our case here, and we get it out of our front light, not reflecting our front light anymore. And now we can see, okay, this is where this kind of fixture really shines. You want to keep it out of your front light because the RGB LEDs that are all pixel mapped around the outside, they shine into this reflector and they're not super bright. They're not going to be super bright, so don't expect them to be in the direct path of your front light and be super visible. Keep them in a dark spot, in a background, in an upstage truss, and these can really rock. You can get some really good looks. You can see here, we'll turn off our amber. And they honestly have really good control as well. Like, just like we just reviewed recently the ADJ VisiPix Z19, and just like that, the Onyx profile is a little bit lacking at the moment, but you're able to get really good control. So you're able to get control. There are master intensities for the ambers, there's a master intensity for the RGBs, and there's a master intensity for the whole entire fixture. Meaning that if you got it dumped into like a pixel mapper like Onyx's Dylos, you still can have independent intensity control of the fixture of both the colored and the amber LEDs and be able to get that control. As I mentioned with the VisiPix Z19, the Onyx profile still kind of lumps everything together for the pixel mapper. So you end up pixel mapping everything on the fixture and then you can subtract what you want. That being said, I mean, you can in Onyx shove things to get control of them and shove them out of the pixel mapper, which is good. I would love to see the amber strips separated so that I could put them in pixel maps or separate the same, etc., and have that control. But that's something they're totally open to doing, and I know the team at ADJ typically gets on that kind of stuff and gets it fixed. So ADJ Vintage X, what do we think? You know, for the right person, when you're looking to add some eye candy, you know, something that looks cool behind a stage, I think these have a really cool vibe. They kind of look like some of those higher dollar units that you see on the major award shows, but they come in, of course, at a fraction of the cost. The cons on this fixture is it's real heavy. We can flash up the spec on the screen as to how many pounds it is. It's heavy. The RGB LEDs are not overly bright, so you want to make sure you put it in a dark spot. But the amber LEDs are nice, they're warm and cozy, and they are bright enough to be a blinder type fixture. There's enough oomph there on a small and mid-sized stage. You know, it's not going to be as bright as a dedicated blinder unit, but for the price and everything that's in it, you know, if you're looking for this kind of thing, you want to fill some space, add some color, add some texture, make your background of your stage or the sides or something like that, not just like a black hole where things disappear, then this is the kind of light you're looking for. I know they also do have a few other in this series that I haven't gotten a chance to look at that can allow you to kind of mix and match some shapes and get some interesting stuff there. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in this light or anything else, head over to ABOVEAVL.com. We'd love to help answer your questions, get you a quote, and get you your personalized price on these lights. If you're new to this and you're brand new to lighting, you're not sure what to do, then you definitely need our guide, both for lighting, audio, and visual equipment. We've got the guide of the 5 mistakes that people make all the time when they buy stuff. We see the nonstop, and we love to help you before you go buy something rather than afterwards, because we can save you from making these stressful, expensive, and frustrating mistakes on the front end. So if that's good, head over, grab our free guide, the 5 mistakes we see people make all the time when they're purchasing audio, video, and lighting equipment, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks.